know the book, I did 3 individual, like she wants Florida, one of the I just hate men. I hate men so much. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome if you're new. If you're hi, I'm Bra. I'm 19 years old and I love to read and talk about books. And this is a little place on the internet where we do that. We talk about books and the book related things. And for today's video, I have my summer wrap-up video for you. Because in case you don't remember, at the beginning of the summer, I did a TBR video where I told you an incredibly big amount of books I wanted to read. And from all of those, I only read 19. Which for me, it's pretty good. I have them all written here, I have the ratings, and I'm ready to let you know about the books, the writers. I'm ready to just let you all know about everything about the books, except of course important stuff and spoilers and you know. So be ready, this is going to be a long video and let's get on with it. So I'm going to start with the physical books and then I will start with the books I read in my ebook. So the first book I want to talk about is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This is one of the books I finished the closest to me filming this video and I rated it 4 stars. This is a mystery about Jules and Will getting married in Ireland, and night of the wedding someone from the wedding gets killed and no one knows who he is, or at least you don't know who the killer is and who the person who is killed is. So you basically have to figure out while you read it, and it's incredibly well done. Like, you don't figure out until literally 3 pages before you finish it. Like, it's so good. And everyone is like a suspect at one point because everyone has drama with everyone in this book. You get multiple POVs. You get the POVs from the best man and the bridesmaid and the plus one and the groom and the bride, like an incredibly big amount of like POVs, and everyone's drama with everyone. So in reality, anyone could have been killed and anyone could have been the murderer. Like literally 3 pages before you finish it, you figure out everything, and it's amazing. I really liked it, and I completely recommend this book. So now it's time for me to tell you about these 3 books. I read the Folks of the Air series this summer. I did individual reading vlogs for each book, so I don't want to tell you, a lot of information about the 3 books because I already did the reading vlogs, but I loved the 3 of them. My favorite is the second one, and I love this. So in the first one, I rated it 4.25. The second one was 4.75, and this one was 3.75. So yeah, I adore it. I recommend it a lot. I don't know why I have not read it before because it's literally amazing. I love this enemies to lovers, and it's just an amazing saga, and I want to thank again my friends who let me borrow the books because thank you very much. So yeah, these are the books. If you want to see my opinions on those, just go to my profile and look for those videos because I have them. I'll put them on the eye as well, so you can check them out after this video if you want to. And now let me tell you about Legends and Ladders. I also did a video on this book. It was not specifically this book, but it was this book. I did a video where I think it was my first or my second video, and I basically read a mystery book and I annotated it for a friend, and surprisingly enough, she bought this exact same book for me, so that's why I have it, and that's why I have it unwrapped, because I read the first line and I was like, oh, okay, I know what this book is. So yeah, I read this book. I rated it 4.5. I loved it. It tells a story about Beth, who moves away from the village she's from to the city, to the bigger place, and she basically wants to open a cafe, and the place she moves to is weird and no one knows what a cafe is or what coffee is, so she basically has to build everything from the ground and starts making friends and gets help from the different people from that city, and it's just a beautiful story about friendship, and I really liked it. And Carl is my favorite character. If you read this book, you'll figure out who Carl is, and if you have read it, let me know who's your favorite character because I really liked it. It's beautiful. It's a fantasy and I really like it. It was very fast to read, and again, it's just beautiful, and just look at the cover please, it's so cute. So yeah, and then I read Anna Karenina this summer as well. This took me, I think, like a week to read, and look what a thick book this is. Like, I don't know how I managed to read this book in a week, but I did. And I rated it 4 stars. I loved it so, so much. And this is basically like the best way I have to explain Anna Karenina is drama of people with money, and yeah, just people with money having problems, and drama with literally everyone, and people wanting to get married between them, but they can't because they love other people, but they have to marry because, you know, social status and stuff. It's just beautiful, and it's a classic. Everyone should read this book before they're 25 or 30, I think, or at least that's what I read once on an article. And I understand why. It's a beautiful book, but it's incredibly thick, and it's a bit hard at the beginning, but it's so, so cute. And Anna Karenina is a great character. Not my favorite, but a great character. And about this, I want to say, Levin, please, if you are real at one point, marry me. I love you. So yeah, those are the books I read physically. So now let me just start telling you the books I read on my ebook, because I used my ebook so much this summer. Like, the rest of the books I read, besides all of these, I read on my ebook. So imagine how much I read. So let me just start telling you the books. The first 2 books I read on my ebook, or the first 2 I finished, were Point of Retreat and This Girl. Those are the second and the third book from the Slant series by Colleen Hoover. I wanted to read Colleen Hoover to see if her books are good, even though I know she is a very controversial author, and I understand why, but her books are good, or at least these 3 I really liked. I read the second and third book this summer because the first one I read during the year, so it was not actually summer. I rated Point of Retreat 3.75 and This Girl 4 stars. So, the second book is the continuation of the first, but from the point of view of Will, which is my favorite character, and it's also my friend's boyfriend. Like, I read it and I was like, this is my friend's boyfriend. Like, this is my friend's boyfriend, and I cannot say anything else, so I'm just gonna leave him have his boyfriend, his book boyfriend, because I have already many book boyfriends. And then the third book, This Girl, is about some specific points of the relationship between the boy and the girl, from Will and his, in this book, is already fiance, but the relationship. The fiance wants Will to tell her the different situations or different points of the relationship from his point of view, and it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful to see his point of view. I love Will so much. His character development was just simply amazing, so I adore those 2 books. And then I read Redeemed from the Dear Two series by Lauren Asher. Redeemed is the 4th book, and it's about Santiago Alatorre. And just let me say, I adore it. I rated it 4.75, and I literally loved it so much. My rating from the Dear series are the 2nd book, the 4th book, the 1st book, and the 3rd book. I know everyone loves the 3rd. I don't freaking care. I love the 2nd one the most, and the 4th one is just amazing. So the 4th is about this girl that discovers that his father is living in Italy, and she has never met his father, so she decides to fly into Italy to meet him. And she ends up like going into this guy's house that she doesn't know anything about, and I don't remember why she goes into the house, but she gets caught by the guy. And here's the guy. The guy is Santiago Alatorre. He is a Formula 1 driver that gets retired for reasons and is living in Italy. And so they start meeting and being friends and just, you know, acting like they are a couple. So this is forced proximity, because Santiago Alatorre tells his family that he has a girlfriend and happens to be the girl that just got into his house without him knowing. And so they just start developing this friendship and relationship and stuff, and it's just beautiful. It has Italy vibes, which I love, and it was just amazing. I adore that book so much. So yeah, that is one of the books I read this summer. After that, I read this book on physical, but I don't have it with me because I let a friend borrow it. But I read Paper Towns by John Green, and that book is about 2 friends. It's about this girl called Margot that disappears and no one knows where she is, and the main character, who I don't remember the name of the character right now, thinks Margot is trying to send him messages of where she is so he can go find her, when that's not what she is trying to do, but he thinks so. So she starts trying to figure out where she is to find her and bring her back to the city they are all from. And it's a hard book to read, but it's beautiful and I really liked it. I have to watch the film, and I rated it 3.5 stars. Like, I liked it. It was not amazing, but I did like it. After that, I read the second and the third book from the Summer Temporary series. I read It's Not Summer Without You and We'll Always Have Summer. And I read those because I had to watch the second season of the show on Amazon Prime, and I didn't read the second and third book, so I had to read those for the show to come out. So I read them. I didn't really like them. I rated the second book, It's Not Summer Without You, 3 stars, and I rated We'll Always Have Summer 3.5. I don't know what it was. I just didn't like it. I'm so sorry for Team Conrad. I don't freaking know why you're Team Conrad. I'm Team Jeremiah and Auntie Belly. Those are my teams on that. Those are my thoughts. I don't want to say too much because these books have trigger warnings of death and cancer and stuff, and I don't know what triggers people or not, but those topics did trigger me, so I want to let you know those are some topics that you can find on the books. And maybe if you don't want to read about death or cancer, just don't read them, because I did with my triggers when those topics were going to trigger me, and I almost died. But it's fine, I read those. I didn't really like them because Conrad is fucking stupid, but I did. So yeah. After that, I want to tell you about 2 books I read from Maria Zapata, because in case you don't know, I'm trying to read every single Maria Zapata book in existence because I love Maria Zapata. And I read Dear Aaron and Rhythm Code and Malikin. So let me start about Dear Aaron. I rated it 4.5 and I love it. It's a book about this girl who starts writing letters to this guy in the military, and they start becoming friends, and just you see their friendship develops super quickly, super fast and super cute only by letters. And then in the middle of the book, I think it is, the actual narration starts and they meet in Florida, and they just their friendship starts becoming a relationship, and you see all of that. But most of the book is based on the letters at the beginning, and it's just beautiful. Like, I didn't know I was gonna be falling in love with characters just basing everything on letters. Like, what? I don't know, but it was amazing and I loved it. And then I read Rhythm Code and Malikin, which is a really good book. I rated 4 stars. It gave me Julie and the Phantoms vibe. So if you like Julie and the Phantoms, read that book. So it is about this girl that his brother is a musician from a band, and she decides to take a year off after finishing uni to go and tour with his brother and his band. And so the brothers' band is one of bands from this one big tour, and they are playing with this other band where the main character, where the love interest Malikin is from. Like, he's the main singer of the band that are playing with the brothers' band of the main character. I don't know if that made sense, but in my head it did. So yeah, and it's just Julie and the Phantoms. Just think of that, and yeah, think of that, and I don't know what else to say without giving spoilers, but yeah, just music, a lot of music, a lot of talking and relationships and cute scenes of love stories, and it's just cute. And Malikin is great. I love him. He gave bugs as presents and as gifts to the main character. Like, I want that. Please, Malikin, give those books to me. Thank you. So yeah, after those, I read Ace of Spades, which I rated 4.25, and I actually really liked it. I didn't know what to expect from that book, and I loved it. Ace of Spades is a book about a private school that every 10 years 2 black people can come into the school, and apparently there's this group of people, this like association called the Aces, that basically puts out information and personal information and private information about those 2 specific black people that come into the school every 10 years. So their idea is that no black people can go into the school. They could only be white people. So their thoughts are, if we do this and we expose them, they would either leave the school or suicide, because they cannot stand what we are doing to them. And so the whole book is the main two characters trying to figure out who the aces are, because they are trying to make their lives miserable. And you can also see like their relationships, and you see them falling in love and figuring out their sexualities and genders, and it's just beautiful. I loved it so much. I read I Love This Part, which is a graphic novel about these two girls that I love, that are so beautiful in a cute relationship, but they have to just break up because things. And then after they are broken up, you see how they met and how they started being friends and how their relationship developed. And it was so beautiful. I almost died at the end. Like, I could not believe in just 65 pages, the 65 pages long the book is, I had more feelings in me in those 65 pages than in any book I read for university this year. Like, it is crazy. So yeah, those are all the books. Oh wait, no. The last 3 books I read and I want to talk about are the first book from the Zodiac Academy series, the Origins, like the 0.5, and then the first book from the boys' perspective book from the Zodiac Academy. So there's this saga of books called the Zodiac Academy series, where basically there's this academy of people that are like magical creatures, and they can like turn into werewolves and vampires, and they have powers, and it is all based on zodiac. So depending on what zodiac you are and where you were born, your fate is basically written. And these 2 girls who didn't know they were part of this world figure out they are part of the world because this other guy comes to tell them, hey, you are important in this world and you have to come with me to the academy. So basically imagine Harry Potter, right? Harry Potter with like the 4 houses, in this case are like the 4 elements, and Harry Potter being told by Hagrid that he's a wizard. This is similar with these 2 girls because they're twins. Just have Harry Potter in mind, but better, but so much better. And the first book was good. The boys' perspective from the first book, I didn't hate it, but it was like, you could tell it was written from boys' perspective for how many times weird things were said. Those books in general, I just don't really like, man. Like, I don't hate them, but it's just like, you really had to say that. You really had to talk about that with those specific words. Like, come on. And then I read the Origins one, which is like the story of 2 of the characters prior the whole saga, which, to be honest, I think I should have read that after I finished the whole saga, but I decided to read it at the beginning, and it was okay. I rated the first book 3.75, the first book from the boys' perspective 3.5, and the one prior, everything in the series, 3 stars. And I think I said every single rating. I didn't say I love this part, but I rated it at 4 stars. So yeah, that is every single book I read this summer. I read so much. I am so happy I read so much. I am just stumped. I think I'm gonna be in a slump now because I read so much and I read such good books that I don't know. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, do all the drill. My links are down below if you want to follow me on my social media, if you want to comment on books, come into my Instagram and slide into my DMs and just talk about books. I have my goodreads as well. Just everything is down below in case you want to follow me and, you know, see my socials. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And thank you for being here, I guess. Yeah, okay. Bye.